Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at and installing our CURT Class 3 hitch for 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe. It's going to be a really good looking hitch. It's got a really nice gloss powder coat finish on it, so it's going to hold up against corrosion and wear and scratches really well. Most of your hitch, you don't even really see it. You're just going to see your receiver portion and your safety loops with it. Most of it is going to be hidden behind here. So it is a hidden cross tube design that tucks in behind your fascia, so you barely notice it's there. Another thing I like about this one is how the receiver itself, how it really fits up against our fascia right here. It's just that the fit looks really good on this one, the way it turned out. And it's tucked back far enough to where when you're walking by your vehicle, you're not going to be bumping your leg into it or anything like that. So it's a really nice design for this vehicle. Your hitch is going to have a 5/8 pinhole opening. That's going to accommodate your pin, and that's what's going to hold in any of your accessories that you put in the back of your receiver. Now this one will not come with a pin, but you can pick one up here at eTrailer if you want, or you can take a look at any of your accessories. A lot of them will come with a pin. Another nice option for these is the locking pin option. Those are really nice for if you do a lot of biking and you have your bike rack on the back, and say you're out on the trail, you can lock your bike rack onto your receiver with that locking pin, and you can, while you're out on the trail, you don't have to worry about somebody walking off with your bike carrier. And for your safety chain loops, they're a really good heavy-duty design. They're going to accommodate either your S-style safety chain loops or your clevis style hook. So either one of those that you have on your trailer, you're good to go. As far as our measurements go, from the center of our pinhole out to the edge of our bumper, we're looking at right at about 3 inches. And with that measurement, you're going to want to be able to figure out if any of your accessories that do fold up, like say your bike carriers or your cargo carriers, are going to make any contact with the back of your vehicle. Now from the top of our tube to the ground, we're looking at 15 inches. And with that, you'll be able to decide if you need any rise in the shank of, say, your bike carriers or your cargo carriers as well. As far as your weight ratings go with this hitch, it's going to be 600 pounds for a tongue weight rating, and that's going to be pushing down on this portion of your hitch. Now that's going to be the combination of your bike carrier and any of your bikes that you have on there, or say your cargo carriers with everything loaded down on that, the total weight of those two. For your trailer weight rating, that's going to be a gross trailer weight rating of 4,000 pounds. Now that's going to be the weight of your trailer and everything that you have loaded on that. Now with that number, you want to make sure you take a look at your owner's manual and make sure you don't exceed your towing number that you have in your manual. So the best thing to do is just stick with the lowest number between your hitch and the number in your manual. As far as installation goes for this hitch, it's really straightforward and the instructions are really easy to understand. It's going to come with all your hardware that you need to get it done. You will have to pull your exhaust down for a little bit, but that's really about the only thing that's kind of tricky with this. If it's something you don't feel like doing yourself or you don't have the time, you can take a look at our dealer locator and get something installed locally for you. If you feel like doing it yourself, stick around and watch our video and we'll help you get it installed. Take a little bit of soapy water. We just have some dish soap and water mixed together, and we want to spray all of our isolators. And after we do that, you can either just wiggle them around a little bit by hand, or you can wiggle your exhaust, and that's going to work some of that soapy water into the isolator and make it easier to remove. We'll do that with our other isolators we have here on the back. We have this one here, and we have one that's kind of hidden over here off to the side. One way to get these off is you could either use a really big screwdriver, maybe a little pry bar, or they do have isolator removing pliers. So what I'm going to do is just use my pry bar. Just get that to break loose. May have to work them a little bit. But once you get them to pop over that notch, they usually come off fairly easy. Now we can back off our strap. You want to hold up on your exhaust and let it down nice and easy. That way it doesn't come down too fast for you. And right about there, that way we're just taking off tension of the exhaust so we don't hurt anything or damage anything on down the exhaust system. We're going to have this little rubber grommet. We're going to remove those on both sides. Just want to get in there with a screwdriver and pop those out. The tube brush will come back through and we'll clean out all of our threads. That's just going to make us a little easier for getting our hardware put in place. We'll do that on both sides. Before we get our hitch put in place, I like to get all my hardware set up. In our kit, we're going to have all of our bolts and washers that we need, and we're going to have our conical washers. Our conical washers are going to have teeth on the inside of them. They're kind of dished out, and you're going to have those teeth. You want those teeth to be facing towards the hitch when we get them installed. So I get all my hardware set up with the teeth facing towards the hitch and just get them set aside. So when I get my hitch lifted in place, I've got my hardware ready to install. Now with an extra set of hands, I have my buddy Brad here. We're going to lift it into place, and just want to lift it up over the exhaust. Line up our holes. And it's usually best to get the hardware in that's facing up. That way, it's going to hold it in place when you do put in your other hardware. Beautiful. Come back through and snug down our hardware. I like to snug down the ones that are facing up first. That way it'll pull our hitch up where we want it. Another thing I like to do as well, and before I start snugging everything down, is see where my hitch is and make sure it's lined up where I want it. And then we'll come back through and just snug everything down. Now we'll come back through and torque down our hardware to the specifications listed in the instruction manual. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can pick one up here at eTrailer, or you can rent one at your local auto parts store. Now that we have everything torqued down, we're going to come back through and get our exhaust isolators put back in place. Now, a good way to do this is go ahead and take your soapy water again and spray the inside of the isolators and the pins on all of them. That's going to make it a lot easier for you to put those back in place. Now we can just lift up on our exhaust. And pop our isolators back on. Just a little tip with these, if you have any exhaust rattling, say it's hitting it here and there and that bothers you at all, one thing you can do is remove your rear isolator and just do like we did before and remove it, and you can bend your main one up here down a little bit. So if you could just get that to bend down some, it's going to give you a little more clearance. So if you bend it just maybe a little bit of an angle, it's going to give it just a little bit more room. But with ours, we didn't have any issues with it, so we're going to leave it like it is. Now we can get our spare tire put back in place. And that was a look at our CURT Class 3 hitch for 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe. I'm Scott with eTrailer, and thanks for watching.